Check, check, check. 1, 2, 3. Check 1, 2, 3. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to episode 7 of PuddingChats. This is a live podcast where I answer and talk about questions that you send in. If you want to contribute your own questions to the show, check out the description box below. Or if you're just listening in, check out my website at your leisure. It's puddingforever.com. That's PUDDING, the number 4, EVER.com. Before we get started, let's do a quick audio check. Check. 1, 2, 3. Since it's been a while since our last one, just want to make sure we get our audio nice and crisp, ready for you guys to enjoy today's topic. And while we wait for the chat to catch up, I just want to go over some live chat rules. If you are here chatting live, thanks for being here live. I appreciate it. If you want to be able to make it live and you missed it this time, definitely follow me on social media. That's where I kind of post when most things are happening. I do have a schedule also located in the description box below that you can check out and bookmark. But my social media would probably be the easiest way to find out when I actually do these specific podcasts, because there's no specific time, just specific days that I do these things. So, but yeah, if you are here chatting live, again, thank you, and please keep the chat respectful. Keep the mood lighthearted, and try to talk positively with other people. Don't troll or do anything like that, or you will appropriately get banned, and we wouldn't want that to happen now. Audio is great and crispy, it looks like. Hi from Paraguay. Hello. Hi. That's freaking amazing. Got people from all over the world here listening in, trying to get some advice and just putting goodness. So today's topic is about tips for finding balance between like your work life and your creative life, or just balance in general. Managing things within your life. Today's question comes from Belicia, I believe, Belicia or Belicia, and she asks. So she says, so I've just done my exams. I did pretty well on them, actually. Well, congrats. And throughout the months of studying for them, I found myself breaking down frequently over the stress of literally everything that was going on in my life. Because all of my spare time was going towards studying and making sure I got good grades, I had absolutely no time to do what I love, which is writing. The thing is, I use writing as my coping mechanism, my outlet. Without it, I was at a loss, and to be honest, I didn't know how to handle it. Next year, I have exams again, and I wanted your opinion on how to at least try and balance it all out. This doesn't have to be anonymous, and thank you for addressing this, and you should, I really appreciate it. Okay, well, thank you for your question. I super appreciate it. And I did write some notes down beforehand, so that way we can kind of hit on a little bit of all the topics that you talked about. So, the first thing that I wanted to talk about was coming to grips with your situation. So kind of like realizing why you are doing what you're doing. You said that you find yourself breaking down frequently over the stress of everything that was going on, like the fact that most of your time was going towards studying. And you have to come to grips with that. I would say that would be like my first piece of advice, is to understand that, you chose to go to school, and you chose to put yourself in the position that would require you to study a lot in order to gain knowledge, in order to pass tests, in order to do what you need to do to get that college degree. So if I think that if you can come to grips with that and kind of consistently tell yourself, this is going to be worth it, this little bit of time that I'm spending, even though it may seem like a lot of time in the grand scheme of your entire life, this is only just a teensy tiny little bit of time that you're putting towards studying and working on your craft. And well, again, your thing is writing, but again, you're in college trying to gain knowledge on whatever degree it is that you're taking. And so it's gaining knowledge for your new craft and something that you're learning. So you're just putting this little bit of time into doing this. So understand that you're in this situation. This is what you have to do in order to move forward, and you can, kind of mentally kind of sift through that or trudge through that pool of kind of mud, that muddy feeling where it feels like, like that this is all I'm doing is just studying, and not really doing anything else. I think that that would be probably the best way to go through that. I know I do that for sure. I'm currently in a situation where, in my master's degree, I'm not necessarily getting what I wanted out of it. And just to kind of briefly go over this could probably be another episode. But I'm in a entertainment business master's degree, and I was sold on the idea that I would be able to take my current business, my persona, my entity, my YouTube thing, my everything that I do on the internet. I would be able to take what I'm doing here and expand upon it, with each of the classes that they're taking. Unfortunately, that's not how it's working. The program is kind of tailored towards individuals that don't have businesses yet, that don't have any idea of what they want to do. So I find myself consistently not getting the most out of each class, because again, it's kind of being taught towards or for individuals that don't really have any starting point, whereas I kind of already have a starting point. I already have most of the knowledge that they're teaching. So I have to consistently tell myself, this is going to be worth it. I'm going to try to just get whatever I can out of it, keep making connections, keep networking, keep doing what I can to kind of do what I can to get through this degree program, because once I'm done, I'll have my master's degree and I'll be one step better off in a couple of months. Again, I have to trudge through this little bit of time, these next couple months, to get to that degree. But eventually I will get that degree. I will be able to move on. I'll be free. I'll be out of school. I'll have tons of time to do other amazing things that I actually want to do, and it'll be great. So that's what I mean by coming to grips with your situation, just understanding I'm in this is what I have to do in order to get to that next step. So let's just continue doing it. But the next thing I wanted to kind of throw in here was making a list. Make a list for things, outline things. So the first list that I'm going to recommend that you make is a list of things that you want to accomplish. Write down on I have like 3 or 4 whiteboards, like kind of those dry erase boards. I mean, you can get a chalkboard too. And I constantly write things down that I want to do, things that I want to accomplish. And it kind of takes all of that stuff outside of your head, because I'm sure you have like all these things that you want to do and accomplish, and things that you want to specifically write, inside of your head, again, because you're kind of worrying about studying, worrying about like 50 million other things that you're actually doing throughout the day. All your ideas kind of get sifted back into your mind. So take those things, write them down, just get them all out, so that you have more mental space to kind of help manage what you are able to do. And then that way you have like a nice concise list of things that you can do, and then you can slowly start crossing things off as you do them. And being able to look at your ideas is kind of like, it's motivating to, find ways to actually try to do those things. Because nothing's worse than like seeing like a giant list of things you have to do, and it's like, man, I want to do those things. The second list I would recommend making are things that you are accomplishing every day. So kind of like your daily tasks, things that you are able to do, like you ate breakfast, you went to work and you got this done, you got that done, or, once you got off of work and, I paid my bill, I did this, I did that. And make a list of things that you did accomplish maybe on a daily basis or just on a weekly basis, wait till the entire week is over and just make a list of things that you got done that week. That way you can actually see, I made progress. I actually did a lot of things that I didn't realize I did, again, because you may find yourself so focused on studying that you may not even realize how much stuff that you actually get done. And again, it's just kind of like part of that motivating, positive, like motivating yourself to kind of keep going, because, again, you're realizing the things that you are actually doing good for yourself. the next list, or I guess kind of thing that I would like you to try to write down, is outlining your daily routine. So I did this experiment a few months ago where I on a whiteboard I basically broke down my entire day. So I went from this time to this time, I spent getting ready for school. From this time to this time, I spent driving to school. From this time to this time, I went to school. Like this 4 hour block, I went to school. And then from this time to this time, I got off, or I drove home. From this time to this time, I ate some food. From this time to this time, I went to the gym, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Write your entire daily schedule down, time for time, and I almost guarantee that you will find that you have a lot of extra time on your hands. At least that was the case with me. I found that I had, at the time, I found that I had I think it was, I think I have that list. I had 6 hours of my day unaccounted for. I had already counted sleep. I counted eating food, going to the gym, going to school, I had counted homework time in there as well. Time for YouTube and other creative stuff that I want to do, and I still had 6 hours unaccounted for. That blew my mind. I was like half happy that I had all that extra time, and half angry at myself. What was I doing with that extra time? What have I been doing this whole time with that extra time? I could have been doing other stuff with that extra 6 hours of just time. And then the next thing I would recommend is, after you do that, after you make that daily list of routines, or that daily list of, what, I don't know what I just said. The daily routine list, make adjustments, move things around. Again, because like I said, I almost guarantee you'll find a few hours in there unaccounted for, hours that you may not necessarily be using as efficiently as you may think you are. Again, because everything's kind of jumbled up here. It's not written down and visually represented. Start moving things around. Start taking out unnecessary things that maybe you don't need to be doing, and put in the time that you want to do for things that you want to do. So, your writing time, time to, I don't know, for new hobbies and other different things that you want to actually do. And then, after making adjustments, execute it. Spend a couple of weeks trying out, a new routine, a new set of kind of daily tasks or weekly tasks, and then try that out. Do that for 1, 2, 3 weeks, and then repeat that process again. Start making adjustments accordingly, and again, consistently shifting things around and moving things around, and just again making adjustments based off of how things are going for you and how you want them to be. And I think that after that, you'll be able to kind of be in a good place to where you can have that, somewhat of a better balance. Maybe not the perfect balance, because that's probably impossible, but a better balance from where you are at now to where you can do the things that you want to do and still complete the things that you need to do on a daily basis. So good luck with that. I hope you have success. And anyone else, of course, that decides to kind of take on this way of kind of situating their lives and kind of taking a really good look at, what am I doing every day? Am I getting the most out of my 24 hours? Because you have 24 hours every day to get stuff done. So that's actually, it may not seem like a lot of time, but it's actually a lot of time to play with, believe it or not. So this is the part of the podcast where I am done answering kind of the topic of the day, and I will go ahead and take it over to the live chat and get some questions from there, because every day presents a new problem, and everybody has a different thing that they're going through. So if you guys have any questions that you want me to answer or talk about, or whatever, feel free to shoot your questions for sure. Let's see. Sometimes you just need to force yourself to take a break. That's true. I do agree with that. Every now and again, you just need to kind of like take a day off and just take a step back from everything that you're doing. Give yourself that mental and physical rest and time to kind of recuperate, and then attack things at 200% again. Definitely give yourself some time to recuperate, but just not too much time. Studying is overwhelming you. Yeah, studying can be a little bit difficult, but again, if you just kind of understand why you're doing it, look at that end goal and see, okay, look, I just got to do this for a little bit while longer. Once I get this done, and once I pass this test, once I get through this exam, everything's going to be 1,000 times easier. In the respect that you don't have to do it anymore. Obviously, as you get older and you become, you enter the next stages of adulthood, things can get a lot harder, but in different ways. So you just attack each problem as it comes towards you. Let's see. Advice for getting more fit and healthy while in college. Again, it just comes down to taking the time and assessing your time and giving yourself time to do those things. Depending on the kind of fitness goals that you have, you may only need a half hour at the gym. You may only need an hour at the gym at the most to get a good enough workout, and just do that every day. Again, if you can, depending on your lifestyle, depending on your daily tasks, make time for it. You have the time. You just have to shift and mold and get things to kind of work in your favor. The main problem is kicking your butt to get things done. That's a personal problem. That's motivation. Motivation is a personal problem. You have to. No one else can find the motivation for you except you. You have to find that thing inside you that gets you to move forward, whether that's looking at your future goals, whether that's looking at your current position in life. You're the only one that can kind of come up with that self-motivation to move forward. For me, I find that like, we'll just talk about fitness. When it comes to fitness, I don't like, waking up, looking at myself in the mirror. It's like, I don't see where I want to physically be yet. I don't see that I am at a place where I physically want to be yet. I see where I could be. I see the progress that I'm making, but I'm not quite there yet. So that's my motivation to keep working out, is to get to that goal. And again, seeing those little bits of progress and trying to look at your progress positively, all helps in that, for sure. But it all comes down to the personal. Like you have to make it personal. You have to make that execution of getting to your goal personal. Let's see. Yeah, these podcasts are not ASMR related at all. This is just kind of a new kind of content that I wanted to bring to the channel, just a different way to be able to help you guys, because with ASMR I can help you in that respect when it comes to relaxation and things like that. But with these podcasts, it's just kind of a new, different way of being able to help you, in just a different kind of context. Because with ASMR, I help you to relax, to calm down. With these podcasts, I hope to be able to give you some advice or some words of wisdom. And not only from me, but from also the live chat too, because a lot of you guys have really good advice. But I want to be able to bring people together to have a nice dialogue and be able to find ways to kind of move forward in certain in certain roadblocks in your life, things that you may be going through. Let's see. What else do we got? Thanks for stopping by, James. I appreciate it. But yeah, huge shout out to everybody that is here live that was able to make it. You guys helped us along for sure. Let's see. How to get over shyness and social anxiousness. I have so many aspirations that require you to be vocal in public. Want to get over this timidness and fear that you have. Practice. If you're like initially, shy and like kind of anxious during public speaking, I think that's always going to be that way. It's just as you practice being in front of people and as you practice talking in front of people, it gets just a little bit easier every time. So, I would probably suggest throwing yourself into those situations to where you have to speak publicly, because that's the only way you're going to learn how. Otherwise, you're going to keep being in that place where you're too shy and you're not willing to get in front of people and take that chance to get in front of people, which will result in you never actually getting better at doing that. So next time there's an opportunity to speak up in front of your class or in front of people, take it. Just thrust yourself in there. Oftentimes, I find that time goes a lot slower how do I say that? Is it time goes a lot faster in your head than it does in actual life. So like when you're in a situation like that, when you're processing things and, maybe you have a fear of like messing up, getting your words mixed up or not finding the right things to say and like having too long of a pause in between things, it's like in your mind, things are going super rapid, super fast. Whereas in to others' perception, you're just speaking normally, like you're going at a normal pace and you're kind of just like tricking yourself and overthinking it. So if you can understand that, you can kind of take a breath and come to grips with the fact that things are happening a lot faster to you than they are to everyone else. So you have a lot of extra time to get your thoughts together and say exactly what you need to say in front of people. And again, kind of consistently doing that, you'll get better and better and better. Fake it till you make it. Yeah, totally. That's a huge thing. I almost live by that. Faking it till you make it, as far as like, when it comes to getting better at things and kind of putting yourself in situations that will cause you to be better by actually doing them. Sometimes you just have to just do it. You're scared of dying. What should you do? You really do want to live forever? Please help. Don't be scared. I don't really know what to say to that. Because I personally am not scared of dying. I can understand why you would be scared of dying, but at the same time, the likelihood that you would just like randomly die, I guess it's pretty likely, because life is crazy. But if you live like a pretty like chill lifestyle, you're not really out there doing anything like crazy action sports or nothing like that, you're staying out of trouble, you're kind of, just living life, cruising along. I highly doubt that you're going to die anytime soon. But when it comes to death, it's just like, and again, it comes down to what you believe, whether religiously or spiritually or, kind of like the consequences of death, depending on what you believe. I guess that can kind of change, how to kind of deal with that. But it's just one of those things. Everyone's going to die, at some point in time. So instead of focusing on dying, focus on what you can do while you're alive, try to do all the things that you want to do. Try to affect all the people that you can affect, in a positive way. And just focus on that, just take your mind off of it. It's like, kind of be like, what would the right word for that be? Like masochistic about it? Like have that in your mind, have that like at the forefront of your head. Like, I'm going to die sometime. I'm going to die eventually. So I need to do this. I want to do that. I'm going to go ahead and do this and that and go there and see that thing, like use that as a motivator to go do things and be productive about your life, Uh, and exactly, yeah, like when you're dead, you don't necessarily know that you're dead, depending on what happens when you die. But for the most part, you won't, if you die, you won't even realize it. So there's no real point in worrying about it. Let's see if we could take one or two more questions. Advice for growing into different social groups. You sometimes find it hard to socialize with other groups and you want to spread out and feel comfortable talking with different people. Talk to more people. That would probably be the easiest way to kind of get into that, because I guess that could be a whole topic on its own, kind of like dealing with different social groups and different types of groups of friends. But that all just comes down to meeting the right people and kind of getting into the group with like via somebody or via some situation that that group of people accepts you into their being. Me personally, I'm kind of biased as far as like I don't like try to be part of a group, like I just make friends with people, and if that happens to introduce me into a whole group of other friends, then, cool. If not, then it's whatever, I just focus on making friendships with the people that I want to make friends with. And that's it, like don't really stress about it. Just kind of make friends where you can. And eventually, you can take a step back and realize, oh, wow, I actually do have a lot of pretty awesome friends in my life. Let's see. We'll take una más. Let me see. You had an accident 2 or 3 months ago. You can't walk since then. You're so sad. You spend 24/7 alone in bed. How can you stay happy or positive? You're getting medical attention. Try to find the things that you can do, that don't require you to get up and walk, because obviously you can't. I guess that kind of goes back to, the first thing when it came to the original topic is, kind of coming to grips with the situation. This, in your case, this is going to be a lot easier said than done, of course. Like, again, you were just in an accident, you can't walk anymore. That's like a huge change in your life. Like that's a huge change in your life. And coming to grips with it isn't going to be the easiest thing in the world. But try to look at it this way, certain cards were played that caused this to happen in your life for whatever reason that it may have happened. Sometimes I believe certain things happen for a reason. Maybe not all things happen for a reason, but certain things in our lives happen for a reason, whether to be a way to kind of help us physically or mentally grow. So if you can try to, kind of look at that silver lining, try to find the positives in your situation, understand that your situation is what it is, and don't try to fight it too much. Again, the reason that you would want to come to grips with it is because, you may be in a mental situation where you're trying to deny the fact that it happened. Don't deny it. Accept that, these were the cards that were dealt. And now, I can't do certain things, and I can only do other things, and try to find ways to use your talents and skills and knowledge in a way that that you still can, provided with what you are available to actually do. Definitely take this time, as you're getting medical treatment to rest up and heal up, again, physically and mentally. and just focus on the things that you can do and that you want to do. And you know, we're making so many advances in technology nowadays that, like, who knows, maybe someday there will be a technology that can help your situation along. And you know, maybe that technology will be created by you. You know, like, and you see where I'm going with that, where it's like, you know, just try to find ways to kind of be positive about it. You know, like, use your situation to your advantage, as unfortunate as it may be. You know, um, I guess I'll choose this one last question just because it kind of is similar to today's topic. How do you guys go about balancing relationships between friends, family, and your partner, and with school and work and sport? Well, first of all, take my advice from this podcast that I mentioned earlier on the topic. But when it comes to family, friends, and your partner, you just need to understand, you just need to understand and realize what's more important to you: family, friends, or your partner. Um, Obviously, your family is always going to be there, so maybe uh, you know, your entire life focus doesn't have to be around your family. You know, because again, your family's going to always be there. Obviously, with time, they might not always be there, but you get what I'm saying. Like, your family is always going to be family. Your partner may not always be your partner, you know, so that may be something that you have to think about, as far as, like, you know, where to kind of put a little bit more of your time and energy in. And then obviously friends are friends. Friends will should always understand, you know, kind of that you're going to go in and out of different situations in your life. And again, friends are kind of like family, to where they're always going to be friends, you know? Again, if they're kind of understanding of the fact that, like, we're all busy, we all have lives, we all have things that we want to accomplish and do in our own individual lives. And we should, you know, as a friend, at least for me as a friend, I want to see you succeed. I want to see you out there doing your thing. So if we only get to meet once every few months, or, you know, once every couple weeks or whatever, hey, I'm cool with that, because I know that you're out there doing your thing, you know? And so I think that, you know, every friend should kind of strive to be that way towards their friends, you know, encourage your friends to be successful and enjoy their lives. And, you know, don't get mad if they can't give you their time, because again, they're busy. They're trying to, be better every day in their lives, and enhance their situation. So, yeah, and if your friends aren't like that, well, surround yourself with friends that are like that. Because nothing's worse than, you know, friends that bring you down and don't encourage you to kind of be the best that you can be. Yeah, that's just like a bad situation. So hopefully that helped you guys out. Hopefully we talked about a couple of different things that can help you going forward. Again, if you want to send in a question for future Pudding Chats, which is going to be next week, feel free to email me, send me a message on my social media, any which way. Links to everything are down in the description box. My meet and greet campaign, my Patreon, my website with my email, everything that, you know, little tidbits about me. And yeah, I will see you guys next week in the next episode of Pudding Chats. Thank you guys for being here with me. I super appreciate it. You guys are freaking awesome. And I'll see you guys very, very soon. Alrighty? I love you. I hope you take care. And as always, keep dreaming. Bye, guys.